Well, perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple. If you and I have the courage to tell our elected officials that we want our national policy based on what we know in our hearts is morally right.
How you doing? Yeah, nice to see you.
How's your voice?
Well, it's okay until I came out in the cold. I'd like to say howdy to everybody. I really want to thank you for coming out today. You know, one of the things about having a rally, a gun rally as this is called in some ways, is we wanted to show the world, show Oregon, that people who carry weapons and use weapons are regular people, right? We're just folks. Now, that doesn't mean some of us aren't a little weirder looking than others. I mean, look around. I mean, but we're folks. We're just folks. We're not crazed people. We're just people. And you know, I was thinking this morning as I came in. I thought about. There's been a lot of talk in this debate about guns over the last few weeks about what did the Founding Fathers think about the Second Amendment, the First Amendment. What are they thinking about the future? I've heard the argument of, well, they didn't picture, you know, semi-automatic weapons and Glock semi-automatic rifles, and you know what I'm saying. They didn't. People are saying they didn't envision the sort of weapons we'd have today, and they're using that as an argument. And I said to them, now hang on a second. Let's talk about the First Amendment for a minute. Do you think that our Founding Fathers intended, if we want to use this argument, for the First Amendment to give us the internet invented by Al Gore that would have pornography on it that our kids could see by accident because somebody left it on one night, or that you would have a photograph, a picture, a painting of the Lord Jesus Christ with elephant poop on it, that you could put a crucifix in a jar of urine, that's art and it's covered by the First Amendment, right? Well, I mean, as reprehensible as that is, as repulsive as that is, the Founding Fathers weren't prophets. They didn't know what was going to happen in the future, but they knew that we were people that had a certain way about us, and that we were freedom lovers and liberty lovers, and that we would sort it out as we went forward into the future. And I think the Founding Fathers would be very proud of how we've conducted ourselves through the last couple of 100 years. But occasionally there's a blip, and we have a blip going on right now. Thank you for coming here to help address the blip. I'll let you discuss amongst yourselves what the blip is. He has more hair than I do, it's a little shorter, and anyway, thank you. He's not good looking either. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming out. This obviously was way beyond expectations, I believe. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that you say thank you and support. There were several businesses, they're not sponsoring, they're not giving money, they're not supporting, but they're supportive of what we're doing. Just down the road is Adam's Rib Smokehouse. By the way, 10% off if you come in healed. All right? Oh, you want me to do them here? All right. Seriously, he give you 10% off your meal. Now, don't all go at one time. You know, wander in because, anyway. All right, so I also want to thank, let's see, Casey's is doing the same thing. He's not giving 10% off, but tell him I said so, and let's see what happens. You guys sort it out. Casey, he'll be fine, I'm sure. And the cue ball, I mean, he'll probably let you have a free round of pool. Maybe? No? Okay, well, you could ask. Anyway, thank you again to Casey's Cafe, Brownstown Lounge, Straight from New York Pizza, the Pita Pit, the Cue Ball, the Macedonia, Adams Rib Smokehouse, the Spirit Mountain Casino, the National Rifle Association, Oregon Firearms Federation, the Gun Owners of America, 101 FM KXL, Mr. Lars Larson, and 1430... There you go. And 1430 KYKN here in Salem. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this time. God bless America. Thank you. You're wonderful.
Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are told increasingly we have to choose between a left or right. Well, I'd like to suggest there is no such thing as a left or right. There's only an up or down. Man's old age dream, the ultimate in individual freedom consistent with law and order, or down to the ant-heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course.
Congress should restore a ban on military-style assault weapons and a 10-round limit for magazines. Many assault rifles, when combined with high-capacity magazines, have one purpose and one purpose only: to fire as many bullets as possible, as quickly as possible. These weapons have no place in our communities, and a majority of the American people agree with me.